Hey y'all, you art fans, I'm Doug, and happy 2023! I mean, yeah, 2023. How's it going? So today we're going to talk a little bit about computer-generated art. AI art for short. Artificial intelligence and how it's working with artists, the art world, and what's changing, what's not changing, what are the philosophical repercussions. And this will just be brief, so stay tuned for more. And if you like this channel, click that subscribe. So let's just jump right in. In 2022 in Colorado, a guy named Jason Allen, who'd been fiddling around with Midjourney AI, submitted one of his pictures, or Midjourney's pictures, to the art fair for digital work. And what? He won an art fair using artificial intelligence to generate the actual image for him. Now, he had been doing a lot of images, so he had some practice in what kind of words to use to prompt Midjourney to make the right things. And there's actually a precedent for artists using other people's technical skills to create work. Look at Jeff Koons, look at Yayoi Kusama, look at Damien Hirst, and all of them have worked with artist technicians at some point in their career, or currently work with artist technicians now to create work. I think there's a difference. I think there's a different interpretation of when you work with a human art technician and when you just type words into a computer and immediately get an image. There's a few things lost with that imagery. First of all is the physicality of the artwork itself. I mean, these are still just digital items. Now, there are some credence to how NFTs are changing the digital artwork space, but we're not going to get into that today. I want to talk really about art and creativity and artist technicians and how AI is similar, how it's different, and some other artists who are doing more interesting things with that. So, if you haven't heard about Song Lin Chun, she's a Canadian artist and she's doing some really cool things with AI. So she's using AI to create physical pieces and then collaborating with it. That's pretty fucking epic. Gilbert and George have been using AI, but they're not crediting the AI. They're crediting themselves. Yes, they say they made it with AI, but they say they are the artists. So where does this end? What does it mean to be an artist once you have no more technical skills at all involved? And what happens when AI can make 3D printed objects? So even the world of sculptures and statues are no longer safe. For me, making art is about expressing yourself. And if the best tool for your self-expression is to type words into a computer and get an image from that, then I'm not going to say that's wrong. But to then try to sell that as something of value that should cost money, or to try to propagate it as some kind of genius, I think there has to be a line drawn there. There needs to be somewhere that the physical skills, because even the people like Damien Hirst, Yayoi Kusama, Jeff Koons I mentioned, Gilbert and George, they made their reputation making the art themselves first. There was a process by which they evolved into that person who then could hire artist technicians. And then they were also really famous as good managers. I mean, maybe not kind managers, but they were certainly effective at how they managed their staff of people. And those are the things you were paying for when you paid those big numbers. You know, if you buy a Damien Hirst for £1 million, then you're paying as much for the staff of artists and technicians that he's hired as for his time and his ideas. And I think that's an understanding that people don't necessarily have when they look at the prices of these artworks. Now, of course, I'm just one guy who has thoughts, but I don't see that with AI. I see people just experimenting, typing words, and maybe it'll come to a point where more precise visual language can be evolved, or more expressive paintings and digital prints can come about through AI. But for now, I think it's a intermediary that doesn't add the value that is required of a unique art object. Now, there's ways to get around that, but for now, it's just a toy. I'm Doug. This is Keep Art. Leave your ideas and thoughts in the comments.